back to my video. As always, I want y'all to like, share, subscribe, repost, and I want you to comment, and I want you to be very nice in the comments, and please tell me what you want me to post more about and what you want me to say more in my videos, okay? But this title is called The World Life as an Advertisement, okay? I said the first thing that I learned was that the devil was watching God's children to see what was yet to come, because he knew that they had an assignment to make on earth. Okay. Mind you, he was an angel, so all the angels are made in heaven. So they had the same instructions, but they carried out different procedures, okay? So the first plan was to distract us. The next plan was to take what was rightfully ours. Then the last plan was to destroy us in any way possible. Examples, fighting our own race. Another example, keeping us confused and deep within emotions. So they made a world inside of a world. The natural trees, plants, fruits, and etc. has been destroyed. The natural ways of learning has been destroyed. The natural ways of healing has been destroyed. The economy is ran based off of power. Now, before 2026, money used to have power. Oh my gosh, why is this? Okay. Before 2026, money used to have power. It has no backup currency as of 2026. So that means it's decreasing. Now we're using digital money, but then again, it's not reliable because it connects towards the internet or Wi-Fi. There's no internet, there's no digital money. So imagine if a blackout happened. Okay, overall, this is supposed to be our God. Okay, the religions that have tempered with this is supposed to be the false gods. Okay, this is why we have all been tampered with. The reason why we all been this is why they have all been tampered with. The reason is because this reality is not accepting in the false world they created. The system was designed for structure, discipline, and creating false narratives to override your minds with the lies. Then we have advertisement. They are publishing or pushing out what is called brands or endorsement. There's a part 2 because I can't fit all the words on this page, but there's going to be a change in the structure of this world, because the fake world, it has to bow down and submit towards God, or else it will be destroyed. Okay, so I say this because of the fact that I told you guys all the time that the economy is crashing, that the policies and the things that they've set up and the campaigns and the leaderships and their elites and all the people in those high powers and high places, I told you that they are shutting down, that they are losing their mind because the time has come now. They're under judgment, okay? They're under some type of predicament that they don't even understand that they're in, you know what I'm saying? They don't know what to do. They don't know what to say next, because it's a lot of confusion going on because of what they created. Okay, they're living in their own false universe. But like I said, the world is an advertisement. What Satan tells you to do, and how he promotes everybody. He promotes you to work a 9-to-5 job, to work a corporate job, to work an office job, to work one of those executive jobs so you can have a big raise. So he tells you to go to college. He promotes college. You know, that's why they be on the billboards and they'll be on the screens and they'll be on different commercials, and why we keep hearing about it, because he's promoting it. He wants you to do the things that he told you to do. He wants you to be a part of the economy. He wants you to be a part of the system. He wants you to be a part of the world that he's created for you to be in. Now, this is your option if you want to be in this world. It's your option if you want to abide by the same rules that everybody else in your family has, or everybody else in the generation is doing. But if you want to be different, of course, you're not like anybody else here. You're going to be set apart, and you're going to be looked at and laughed at, okay, very badly. Okay, but that's okay, because you know that you have to be set apart so you can create a different identity, so you can create a different way, so you can have a different source. Okay, because your sources, your resources don't come from the devil. That's not your God. Okay, that's not your father. That's not your best friend. That's not your partner, your associate, or nothing else, so on and so forth. There's nothing else to be said about that. Okay, but the world has made a life advertisement about promoting big companies so they can get big money off of us. Not only do they take the information and tell us take our information, our personal information, such as if you go on these little games, they say you can get like money off of it, like quick money off of it. I can't remember exactly what the apps are called, right? They had these little app games and they say, hey, well, guess what? You could play this for 20 minutes, or you could scroll on TikTok for 40 minutes, or you can do this. You can shop on Shein for 30 minutes or whatever. Once the time is up, guess what? You get some money for it. But I'm going to need your personal information. I'm going to need your background information. I'm going to need, just like if you're filling out a scholarship or a loan or a grant, I'm going to need background information so you can get what you want, or you can get what you need. That is called giving something for return. And you only get something for return because they're taking more out of you. Okay, they're taking more out of you. So not only do they have your personal information on some of these platforms and some of these apps and sites, but now that they have that your attention, now they're going to get your information, your personal information, and then they're going to lock you into the system, and then you're going to work for them, or then you're going to do something for them, because everything has to have a return value. You know what I'm saying? They just can't give you what you need or expect or what you want without something in return. So that's what, that's just the major for these sites and these companies, that you see all the time, you see on the advertisements. But the advertisements, really, their number one job is to promote what the laws or what the elites or what the officials or what the presidents or what these governments are telling them to promote. Whatever, like for example, whatever you search up, right? Okay, say you're on Google. Okay, you can be on Safari, you can be on Google, whatever you want to call it, right? And you see a whole bunch of lists of recommendations of things that you should choose as you're trying to be on Google, like just like on TikTok, or if you go on Instagram, or if you go on Snapchat, you go on WhatsApp, you go on whatever site you want, on whatever social media site, whatever company that you want to go on, and you press, you're gonna see a whole bunch of suggestions. Why do you see suggestions? Because that's what they're promoting. So you see NFL, you see basketball, you see different things with different celebrities, you see this with just entertainment enforces the media. Okay, and that's one thing that you have to understand, that entertainment forces the media. It takes over our lives, it takes over our personal lives, because we stop dealing with what we have to deal with, and we go try to go either put on a false identity and say, the rappers did something to me, or these singers did something to me. Now we got beef with one another, you know what I'm saying? So you can get some money off of them. But that's a whole different topic, you know what I'm saying? That's a whole different topic. But I'm saying for right now that the media is controlled by what? Those high forces, those high powers, and they're endorsing such things as food, such things as pharmacy, such things as these big corporate jobs and big corporations, because they want what they want. They want one thing: for you to abide by their rules. Okay. Let me go back all the way back. Give me a second. Okay, so I said the first thing that I learned was the devil was watching God's children. Okay, so that's big. Okay, yeah, the first thing I said was God was watching God. Okay, so the devil was watching God's children, okay, to see what was yet to come, because he knew that they had an assignment to make on earth. See, when God created the angels and he created the assignment and their purpose, and he wanted everything to play out, he had a purpose for the devil. He knew he was going to disobey, and he knew he was going to do things his way, and that's why he said, let there be two paths, and let my good ones come to my path, and the other ones go astray, be led astray, because it was natural design for them before they even walked a foot on this planet. When they were in their mother wombs, he written the script for them that they were going to abide by their own rules. They were going to do their own things. They were going to have their own ways of thinking, which is okay, because that's why it's two paths, and you get an option every single day which path you choose. Okay. But yeah, the devil was always watching us. The first time that they were in the garden, that Adam and Eve was in the garden, and he was luring around trying to figure out what to say, what to do, how would I, properly distract them away from the word of God, distract them away from their obedience, distract them away from their calling, their purpose, okay? Distract them away from, doing whatever they're naturally supposed to do, okay, or assigned to do. All right, so think about that. That's gem one. I always give you gems, so think about that. That's gem one. And I'm sorry about my background, you guys. That's just a little side quest, but I'm sorry about my background because I be trying to make it seem as good as possible. But if you don't like it, it's okay. I'll change it sooner or later. It'll be changed. Okay. Second thing I said, it is, mind you, he was an angel, and there was angels they made in heaven. They had the same instructions, but they carried out different procedures. Okay, so the first plan was to distract us. The next plan was to take what was rightfully ours. Then the last plan was to destroy us in any way possible. Okay, examples: fighting our own race. Another example: keeping us confined and deep within emotions. That's a good one. Keeping us confined and deep within emotion. We all have a hidden resentment towards one another. And that's another topic, because I don't want to talk deeply about it, because like I said, I have to make other videos about this, because it goes beyond this topic and it goes beyond what I can explain for right now, or what I'm supposed to explain for right now. But I will be making more videos about that. Now, how he turns us against one another through the media and through the different sources, and how we are different because of our spirits, and how we are different because we are controlled in different realities of the world, okay, or different portals of the world. Okay, that's a different video. Okay, so just mind you, that's a different video. But that is how it was, because he has to distract us and separate us, pull us apart from one another. And then he says, okay, now come back together. What makes us all come back together? The fact that we can all dance, we can all sing, we can all drink, we can all eat, we can all party, we can all sleep, we can all, do the natural things of, of what the world, do the natural things of what God has said, okay, is permissible to do, that doesn't look so harmful or doesn't look so dangerous. Okay. So now what the plan was to distract us and was rightfully our last plans to destroy us any way possible. Examples: by our own race. Okay, so now I said, so they've made a world inside of a world. The natural trees, plants, fruits, and etc. has all been destroyed. Now I want to get deep inside of this. Now I can't, I don't know if I could post a picture here, if I could just post a picture somewhere up there and just show you. But one time I've seen, it was a tree growing right inside of the grass, right inside of the soil, whatever. And then it was a patch, because the garden, or the grass, was cut. So the grass was nice and cut. It was nice and layered out. But then the thing was, I guess, I don't know if it was a hurricane or a tornado happened. I don't know what happened, but the ground shifted up. So now the ground shifted up, and it was like the tree was bending. Okay, so the tree is knocked down. But all of the stuff in between the tree and the soil and the ground, right, it's more stuff up under it. And I know it's hard to kind of explain to you, because what I saw, it was kind of weird. I was like, what is that? But it was weird to me, because I was like, I've never seen that before. But like I said, I could try to post a picture up here. But it was a whole section under the layer of the ground. Okay, so we have this ground, which is like, I'm gonna try to explain it a little bit deeper. Okay, so right at the tree, the ground with the up, the tree was not ground in between. It was like in between, a little space between there. If that makes sense to you guys, if you can picture that, you know what I'm saying. And I started to realize that most of the trees are fake. We have people, we have presidents, we have that want to destroy the entire world. That's in president, that's in charge, that's that's leaders. Okay, we have people that they're claiming they're aliens or whatever, which is funny, but we have people that have some hidden motives that we love, okay, that we celebrate, that some of y'all idolize, okay, is that you look up to as an inspiration. And guess what? They want to kill you. They want to take every single wealth up in this world and have it for themselves and for their families. That's what they want to do. And I'm not going to put that because that's, then again, another video. But I'm not going to go in depth with that. But I'm going to leave it right there where it is, because people know who I'm talking about, okay? But yes, so we have fake plants, okay? We have fake soil. We have fake ground. We have fake food. We have fake air. We have fake water. Do you realize they put these chemicals in the water, so now the water tastes a little bit different than what it naturally is supposed to be? So some water tastes like I don't know, some tastes like may not taste so fresh, and it can have different tastes, right? Fake water, fake ground, fake people, fake presidents, fake governments, fake establishment, fake agendas, hidden motives. All of this because of what? The endorsement, the advertisement. That's all that what they want you to see. They want you to see that everything is a brand, that your whole life is a brand. From the makeup you wear, from the socks you wear, from the shoes you put on, from the clothes you put on, from the hair you put on. It's all been branded. It's all been installed and labeled as an advertisement, as a sale. So now you are the product. And that's the word. That's the part that I want to get to. You are the product. Without you, there wouldn't be none of this to advertise. There wouldn't be none of this to produce. There wouldn't be none of this to endorse. You are the product. And that's what they're endorsing, because they want you to come. So that's why they have models, because they want to model who you are. So who are you? You have to figure that out. Okay? I don't know where I left off at. So they plant the world, the natural trees, the fruits. So yes, everything has been destroyed. We all know that because I've been saying that forever. Okay. The natural ways of learning has been destroyed. Yeah, the natural ways of healing, the natural ways of learning, okay, has been destroyed. The economy is run based off of power. Now, before money, 2026 used to have power, based off power. Now as a currency as 2026. Now we're using digital money, but then again, that's not reliable because it connects towards the internet or Wi-Fi. So it connects towards, Wi-Fi. Okay, it connects towards the internet. It connects towards the solar system, right? And it just so happens, it just so happens something happened. Something like really crazy happened, atrocious happened, right? And we don't have any more internet. We don't have the entire world has lost its power. What type of research, what type of currency do you still have when the whole world is lost its research, lost its power? You won't have any more money, right? Because money wouldn't matter. It would have been like, okay, well, what can I do to survive in the times of darkness? Literally. Okay, so you wouldn't be thinking about money, or you wouldn't be thinking about gold or wealth or silver or any of those things in that nature, because you will be thinking about how to reconnect the power back on, how to survive if something happens like in that nature. So that's a little, a little gemstone for y'all to keep, not to worship and idolize money as the God, because you don't have, if something happens to money, then you won't have no way else to survive except the God that created you and created your money. Okay. Now the economy is ran based off of, the economy ran based off of, okay, money, digital money. Okay. So, okay. There is no internet, and then there's no digital money, so we'll have a blackout. Okay, overall, this is supposed to be our God. So that's what they created. That's why they say one nation under God. The one nation that's under God, I want you to picture this, okay? Because I pictured the same type of image in my mind, right? I had to think about it. I was like, why on the dollar bill or the currency bill, right? Do it says one nation under God, okay? And then it has the eyeball. What does that symbolize? Towards me, now this is my personal opinion, because like I said, I've studied or did research but between these symbols and between these signs, okay? And I was thinking, or just opinion, okay? It's not like, okay, this is completely factual, but I was thinking that the eye represents the awareness. Okay, the eye represents how much the devil has been watching us, how much his people has been watching us, how much, and I'm talking about the watching us, the children of God. That's what the eye represents. And now the rest of the symbols, I don't exactly know what every symbol relates towards, or every single represents, but I do know the eye represents that they're watching us, that they're always here when we're here. Okay, so that means they're still watching us. Okay, and what does the pyramids mean? They're watching us build. They're watching us have a relationship with one another. We have a group foundation. They're watching us have different things for ourselves. They're watching us. What does the watching us mean? They're watching us build the pyramids. Okay, now this is taken spiritually or metaphorically, because I'm speaking physically, but I'm also speaking metaphorically, and I'm also speaking spiritually. Okay, now what does one nation under God means? The nation that God has established is the heavens. He's established his army. He's established his tribes. He's established his children. He's established all the people that he needs right above our heads. That's the heavens. And now where we are at is below him. We're below the heavens. We haven't made to the heavens. When we start ascending and when we start directing our pathways, then we become closer towards the heaven. We become tall. And this is spiritually speaking. I'm not actually physically speaking, okay? I'm not saying you'll become tall. You can see the heavens and all the clouds and above. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying the heavens is above us and we're below it. So that is like I said, this is another big gemstone that you might want to keep, you might want to practice and write it down. Okay, but that was the nation under God. So you're not naturally having when they say that they're Christians and when that they say they love Jews and they love the religions that we all are a part of, or we all take part of it, right? No, they love the nation that's under God. And you, me, and everybody else over there is a part of this nation, whether we know it, whether we don't know it, or whether we do know it. And this nation has been established or has been advertised and endorsed because of who? Because of us. Every time they make a new product, we go buy it. Every time they say, okay, do this, do that, we go do it. Every time they say turn left, we turn left. Every time they say navigate, we navigate. Every time we don't have no type of sensual actual control over the emotions or the feelings or the amount of actions we do, because it's been controlled by an advertisement. Now think about that one. It's been controlled by an advertisement. Everything that you do and think and say has been controlled off of media. You have a song in your head, it's been played on the radio before you start to singing it. You have an idea or creative idea. Oh, I want to start a podcast. I want to start a series of drawing or a series of painting art. It has already been performed in your head off of Instagram, maybe off of Snapchat, maybe off of Twitter, maybe off of WhatsApp. It has already been performed, and that's the whole deal with the social media campaign. They want to endorse what is called the new life, what is called the new world, what is called the new America. That's why their America is great again, because it has failed. The nation has fallen, but now it's trying to lift itself back up and rise again. Now it's trying to look at, and how it's going to lift itself up and rise again is off of your currency, off of your knowledge, off of your power, off of your strength. That's what they're trying to do. And to be honest, the nation has never risen, because if you're not on God's level, if you're not on the heavens level, if you're not on the highest nations that's established, highest nation, I should say, that's established, then you're always below, because it can only be one high and one low. So the nation under God is establishing and is influencing and endorsing the trends, the brands, the labels, the people, the places, the characteristics, all these different things they're placing into your mind, because guess what? They want you to contribute towards the nation that's up under God. Okay, and now most people would say, okay, how do you know this, and where do you get this evidence from, and how do you actually observe? Sometimes you don't have to read books, and you don't have to go through Google and go through all these different campaigns to research things and research people and environments and settings. All you have to do is have common sense, and then you start asking questions, and then you start actually talk, and then you take that evidence and you sit here and you just observe, analyze, and then that's how you would get the information that you get. Whatever that information is, that's how you would get. And then sometimes you pray about it, you know what I'm saying? And then God reveals the answer, you know what I'm saying? That's also a big one before, going to people, okay? But like I said, this is all an endorsement. Our lives is entertaining. Our life is the entertainment that they get. You know that the people, the high authority people that don't have to go to jobs and they don't have to work, they look at us and they look down upon us. Why they look down upon us? Because they don't know that all of this is a game. It's set up for the winners to win always, and it's set up for the losers to lose always, because of the system that they have programmed you to be in. And you follow the system all the way through until you die. You follow those exact same rules, those exact same laws, those exact same patterns until you die. Then once you die, then you regret it, because it's like you can't come back to earth. I mean, you won't be coming back to earth in your natural body. You might come back to earth in the spirit, maybe in water, maybe through animals, maybe through different things, but you won't be coming back like you came back. You won't be. So a lot of people miss out on evidence, miss out on things in life, great things in life, blessings in life, because what? Their arrogance. They don't want to open up. They don't want to have an open mind. They don't want to have an open heart. They don't want to have a new souls or new spirits. And they just keep that same energy throughout life. And then they die like that. And then they wonder why their life is so miserable, or why your life is so slow and depressing. Because you make it that way. That's the side gem. You make it that way. Nobody tells you, nobody has to hold your hand and tell you, okay, this is exactly what you're going to do. This is exactly how you're going to do it. This is exactly what you're going to say. Nobody does that. Like I said, you have two options, good and bad. And that goes for a lot of things. You have two options. Do it or don't do it. Two options. Say it or don't say it. Two options. Live it or don't live it. Two options. Live or die. Two options. Okay? But that is what the campaign, so this is why the media was brought down. And this is my personal opinion again. But this is why the media was brought down. The media was brought down to establish what is called some type of control system, or some type of control punctuation. Okay? Now, say if there's like 2 billion people on this planet, right? And I know there's more than 2 billion people on this planet, but I'm just saying, say if there was a population of 2 billion people all over the earth, right? They need some type of way so that they can control everybody, right? So what they do is they tell us, okay, I'm going to put you in categories. And how is people going to know what type of category they fit in? Because of what they like and what they don't like. How is people gonna know what type of life they want to live, right? Because what they want to, or what they get by versus what they desire by versus what they do. And that's how they control the population media. Now, certain people like KFC. There's a KFC ever. Certain people like Chipotle. Certain people like Hava. Certain people like Taco Bell. Certain people like Burger King. Certain people like to make their food, like to do that. You see the patterns? You see the examples? That's the main example right there. And if you don't see the examples, I don't know what to tell you. But that's the main example right there. Okay, the main example is certain people are gonna like certain things, but everybody likes food. Okay, certain people like certain clothes, like certain people like Chanel, certain people like Louis Vuitton, certain people like Prada, Nike. Okay, certain people like this, certain people like that. Whatever you are, because you know yourself, right? Or you're supposed to know yourself. You know what you like and what you don't like, and what you need and what you don't need. So you will go off of that brand to see, can I get me an ALO set? Can I get me a Nike tag? Can I go get me a Babe outfit? Can I go get a Prada outfit? Can I go get this? Can I go get some Balenciaga shoes? You would go based off of what you like, or based off of what looks good, what you can fit, or whatever the case may be. And then you would go get that. And that's how the trends are set in place. Now everybody wants to wear Balenciaga shoes. Now everybody wants to have the Balenciaga bag. Now everybody wants to have the Louis Vuitton. Now everybody loves Chanel. Because what? The Tyler already said in her song, put me in Chanel, because she's advertising Chanel bags. She's advertising the Chanel brand. And that's what the media does. Nicki Minaj, right? What did she have on? She had the Louis Vuittons on, right? She's advertising the Louis Vuitton. Okay, so she's advertising that. And how is she advertising that? Of course, because she's wearing it. Of course, because she's singing it out in her music videos and, in her lyrics. Okay. So everything becomes an advertisement. Your entire life is based off the production of you. And based off this is just the production of what you know and what you don't know, what type of knowledge you have and what type of knowledge you don't have. Okay? So I say all of this to say that the entire media, this entire brand, this entire company has been studying the population of people to put us in categories and to put us in a limited mindset and a limited state of thinking, so that we can only focus on what it looks like versus what we can do, or versus what God can do, more of the fact. Okay. So now we have limited ourselves. And now we have thought inside the box for as long as we can remember. And this is the reason why most of us, we don't break generational curses in our family. We don't own new businesses. We don't get luxury houses and go on luxury vacations and take different things out and go expensive places, because look at the lifestyle. You're repeating the same patterns as everybody in your generation before you and those generations before you. And it just goes on with the lineage. Because you're not really breaking things. You might say, okay, I'm the first in my family to, not argue, or to not be disruptive, to not be ghetto, not to be loud. But are you the first person that's making your family the best that it can possibly be? Like what they say on the internet. They say, are you the rich auntie? Do you want to be the rich auntie and uncle? Do you really want to be the rich auntie, brother, sister, cousin, whatever it is that may be in your family? Do you really want to be that? Then you have to think of outside of the box. Different require space. It requires consistency and it requires time. Once you put that into a disciplined lifestyle and a schedule and a manner, your life becomes way more unpredictable and you become unrecognizable. And that's the true change. That's the true way of being different. And the true way of manifesting your highest potential self. Another gem that y'all need to put on the side. Put that one on the side. Okay? But like I was saying, this is all entertainment. And it's all entertainment for who? The people that run these companies. The people who make Facebook, Snapchat, WhatsApp, and I believe some of them got sued. I heard that the Facebook owner got sued because of the judgment or the things that is on Facebook and on social media for children. And that's why they were like, okay, let's ban this and let's put Meta and let's take over the company and let's do this and that. But the whole system or the whole company, why they made this is to program us. You wonder why you get distracted 3 to 4 or 5 hours of your day on social media. And it doesn't matter what app. You get distracted because that's the whole thing. I want to push it out. I want to endorse the media. I want to push out the entertainment industry so much so that they think their life revolves around it. And that's the reason of addiction. That's why we can't. Now, some of us is addicted to drugs, which I pray for you. I hope you get over it. But you know what's even more worse than drugs? Being addicted to something that you don't even know that you're addicted to. We're addicted to the internet. We're addicted to people's lives. We're addicted to gravitating towards someone else's business. We're addicted to it. And it's, we can say, whose fault is it? We can say who's to blame. We could say all types of different things, but we are all to blame. We have all made this mistake many times before, if not now, in this present moment. Okay? And I'm just saying this to say that you need to get out of the mindset of the world. The world is going down. And it's not just going down physically. It's going down to the part where everything is going to be exposed. And everybody is going to turn on everybody. Everything, every industry, every company, every brand, every label, everything that you see. So before you even get yourself caught up into that mess, into that trap, okay, into that mindset, okay, into that lifestyle, know what you're applying yourself for. Don't just sign a contract. And this is another gem. Don't just sign a contract. Don't just sign some papers and some documents without fully reading the terms and conditions. Fully reading and understanding what the next steps are. Because you're putting your life in jeopardy. You're putting something of yours in jeopardy. When you sign off a contract, when you say, okay, this is cool, this is all right, this is, and you don't truly understand what you're signing, and they're just rushing you. Be patient at that moment. Breathe. Say, sit down. Read every single thing. Repeat back the things that you don't understand, that you're confused. And then you say it again to yourself and see if what you're signing off makes sense. Don't sell your soul for a limited fraction of what you gain on this earth. Don't do it. Because it's not worth it. I mean, think about it. You're going to look back 50 years in your life, 40 years of your life, 60 years of your life, wasted off of one talent, wasted off of one thing, and you're going to regret it. Why? Because you never thought outside the box. You've been set as been a what's the name like this. You've been taught like this. And that's why they promote it so bad, so much. Go to college. Go get you a 9-to-5 job. Go do this. Go do that. Go put all your money on DoorDash. Go put all your money on Grubhub. Go put all your money on Instacart. Go put all your money. Go spend your money. Spend. And then some people, they be like, okay, I gotta save up. I gotta have a piggy bank. I gotta have a jar of coins. I gotta have a sock of coins or roll of coins, whatever you want to say. I gotta have a roll of coins. I gotta do this. I gotta do that. I gotta save. And it doesn't matter how much they save, they never actually get the full amount of what they own. Now, some people, I'm not gonna lie, some people, now the 1% of people, they go to the bank or they find some type of quarter or they find some type of nickel and they find what it's worth. Okay, they go to like a treasury department or some type of bureau bank and they're like, what can I get off of this? And that's the easiest way to be rich. I'm not gonna lie, but I don't believe that they still do that nowadays. When you find some type of quarter, some type of change, some type of value in a dime or something, it's like a rare dime, and then they'll give you money for it. You know what I'm saying? Most people, they don't do that anymore. And that 1% of people become rich off of luck, off of like, okay, that's but that's only 1% of people. That's not for everybody. It don't apply for everybody. Okay. But like I was saying, I'm telling you right now, you have to get out this mindset. I know that they brand it, they endorse it, they make it look so good. They make it sound so good, but at the end of this so good world, the end at this so good lifestyle, you have to face who? You have to face God at the end of the day. You have to face yourself. When you go into that casket, you won't have anybody to sit here in that casket with you and rub off the dirt, rub off the stains, rub off the grease, rub off whatever's on your body that is left on your body, right? You won't have that. And before you reach an old age, you might as well train your mind to think differently, to be who you are, and not to fake it. Whatever you are, however you are, whatever you call yourself, think outside of the box. And don't go with the labels, the names, the brands, the trends, the fashion. Don't go with it, because it literally makes no sense if you actually sit and think about it. Okay? But as always, good morning, good evening, and good night. See ya.